Heyo, everybody, and welcome back to DRG. Today, we are going to be taking a look at Mark for Death. Mark for Death is an overclock for M1000, and what does it actually do? Well, it changes your focus shot to bypass all forms of armor, so that means you can hit a oppressor from the face, or a dread from the face, or any one of those. You don't have to care about armor. Secondly, it gives them a status effect that makes them take 55% extra damage from all sources. Thirdly, it makes it so that your focus shot damage does 0 damage. Okay, so that status effect, it lasts for 8 seconds on most things, because it doesn't last 8 seconds on all things. It is specifically nerfed, the duration is nerfed on dreadnoughts to be from 8 to 4 seconds. And additionally, you get a -2 clip size plus 20%, I think? No, plus 19% focus speed, and then is that it? Oh, and your focus shot takes 3 ammo instead of 2 ammo, and it minuses your magazine size as well from, what is it? Clip size from, from 8 to 6. Yeah. What do I think about this overclock? I haven't played with this overclock all too much, let's be honest here. Why haven't I played with this overclock all too much? I feel like it penalizes you for using it way too much, in my opinion. It makes it so that your focus shot does 0 damage. It makes it so that you take 3 ammo from your from your clip, just to apply a 55% damage bonus onto whatever you're looking at. Note, with blow through, you do mark for death like 4 bugs if you line them up accordingly, but still, it's fine, I guess. If it was just all of that, it would be fine. And then it's specifically nerfed on dreads. I don't think, with everything else in the game, I don't think you should be nerfing the duration on dreads when we have, like, IFGs. If they're in the AoE, they just take double damage, or not double damage. They take, 33% more damage, and it triggers shock effects. And then they'll also be able to be shocked, and then there's all sorts of things that you can do very powerfully to dreads. Like Cryo's duration is also nerfed on dreads, but that's, we've had that for the longest time, and there's plenty of ways to freeze dreads. I think it's fine to nerf it on dreads, but it feels terrible. The second thing that feels terrible about this overclock is that it's inconsistent. How is a 100% chance to status affect a bug inconsistent? Well, very simply, there are things in this game that are immune to all status effects, or at least say that they're immune to all status effects and aren't actually. One of these, Omen Tower. Omen Tower is immune to every status effect. Maybe. Yes, I said maybe because I actually don't know if it's immune to all status effects, because it doesn't show up on a little HP bar. It might be IFG'd. It makes the noise, like it enters the area and that noise. It could be IFG'd. It also could be, it can be set on fire, and it can also be chilled. Does Mark for Death work on it? I have no idea. Does Mark for Death work on Core Stone? No. Does Mark for Death work on Caretaker? No. Okay. So what big things does Mark for Death work on? Corelock? Maybe. I don't actually know if it works on Corelock, but IFGs work on Corelock, so I assume. It works on Betsy, probably. I don't actually know. Yeah, that's the problem. I don't know what this works on and what it doesn't, because it doesn't really... I don't like this overclock. Alright, let me get that straight up. I don't like this overclock. I think it is a great overclock. It is just nerfed into the ground via it not liking to be used. If I have to break out a calculator to see, oh, is that 55% damage worth anything if I am just using it myself? Inconclusive, because I could just be using any other M1000 overclock and have a great focus fire. The main issue is that it takes 3 ammo, and it does 0 focus fire damage. Those are my main issues with this. If it was one or the other, I could see this being actually good. At the moment, I don't see a reason to use this, ever. Because if I think I want to use Mark for Death, you know what I could also use that is essentially the same thing? Is Supercooling Chamber, because Supercooling Chamber nerfs my clip size and max ammo to give me a significantly increased focus shot damage, which is essentially the same thing. It's not actually the same thing if you're playing with the team, but it is essentially the same thing if I am the only one using Mark for Death. And maybe that's a problem that this is a solo game and I am going to be using Mark for Death. Maybe you can do it better. Well, absolutely you can do it better in multiplayer. But then there's the problem. In multiplayer, what things have enough HP to survive the Mark for Death? And that's basically just bulks in normal games and like mini bosses. Like Betsy or Omen Tower or Corestone. And all of those, Betsy, Corestone, and Omen Tower, I don't know if this works on it. So fix that first, and then let's see if this is a good overclock. Most likely not, but, you know, I wish it actually told us if it worked on these bugs. So let's get into the mission. What are we playing? Well, we're playing with MCR, first of all. And then second, we're going to be going into... Apparently, it wants me to do an elimination mission. Okay. So, I was debating whether to bring up the elephant in the room when talking about Mark for Death. Mark for Death is a overclock that increases damage just in general, and it is relegated to being a support option, and you could just be not doing the support option and doing other things that may or may not be better. And maybe we need to talk about the elephant in the room is the other overclock that was released with Season 5. And that is Conductive Thermals. Conductive Thermals is a very similar overclock where it increases electric, cold, and fire damage by 5% per stack. You don't know how many stacks are on the enemy, and I wish that would change, but... Oh my... Get me back in here. What the fuck is going on here? So, there is a mild thing to be talked about whenever we're... Get me away from this cave leech, please. Is Conductive Thermals, is it just a... I don't think that guy's actually shooting me. I don't think he can see me through that. So, what's the big thing with it? Well, it's the same. It's literally the same. If we talk about Conductive Thermals in any matter of fact, it's just going to be the same as Mark for Death, only it can get a bigger damage bonus than Mark for Death ever will. And is that a bad thing? Yeah, kind of, it's a bad thing. I kind of want in here right now. Scan for wildlife. Thank you. Take this swarm tool, and then... question mark will probably, like, exactly fine. So... Should Conductive Thermals get nerfed because it's overperforming? It has the same issues as Mark for Death, where it doesn't proc on literally everything. Like, the same things that I talked about. Actually, it guarantee procs on Omen Tower, because Omen Tower can be on fire and can be frozen. So, it has to work on them, right? No, it doesn't, because it's a separate fucking status effect, so I don't actually know if it works on them. Oh, yeah, I don't know, man. Also, why is there swarmers? Get me over here so I can, like, just not deal with the swarmers at all. That guy Freddy Fazbear me. Can we talk about that? Oh my god, get me out of here. I think the other problem with Mark for Death is that The other problem with Mark for Death is that it forces a build onto M1000, which is not focus fire. It is going to be single target, or excuse me, clicky clicky. It is just, I look at a bug and click at it, and it forces that build, which M1000, the reason why it is so good is it is a generalist weapon through and through. You want to build for focus fires, you can build with focus fires, but hey, guess what is still going to be exactly okay? Your clicky clicky. This is always going to be good, even in a, like, focus fire build. Now, there's some things that you can do that to make it bad. It's take Hipster. Hipster is going to make one or the other terrible. It's either going to make your focus fire terrible, or it's going to make your clicky clicky terrible. And that's what it gives you. 100% more ammo. I know it gives you 1.9, but it gives you 100% ammo regardless. So that just, like, that is a very worthwhile trade, alright? I don't know, man. It's such a weird overclock to try and talk about whenever there is an overclock that is, I'm you, but better in pretty much every single way, and that is conductive thermals. Should I think conductive thermals get nerfed? No, I don't think conductive thermals should be nerfed, because conductive thermals is on Drac, and Drac needs some fun things. Is that a problem, though? Yeah, I think it might be a problem if it's always going to be balanced around conductive thermals, or at least talked about with conductive thermals in mind. Yes, I am backing up because there's so many freaking swarmers. I think swarmers are actually guaranteed on this map. That is kind of horrifying, but... He just died to the exploders. I didn't even have to do anything. Alright, well, now what? Can we stop spawning swarmers? I stunned him. He, in fact, just absolutely got blasted by that. So, I don't know. And already I'm like, I kind of need ammo. I don't know what the max ammo for this weapon is. Like, genuinely. I have no idea what the max ammo is. Oh, that's a lot of swarmers. Can we perhaps not... How many IFGs do I still have? I still have plenty of IFGs. And thank God that guy... I'm gonna toss this here. Osco, can you please throw a cryo down? See, I did all of that for a kill on a Menace. And then I could have just shot the Menace 3 times with focus fires, which equates to 8 ammo in, you know, M1000 ammo, which is not that much ammo, considering that if I focus fire 3 times, it's 9 bullets instead of 8. No, it's 6 bullets instead of 8. Excuse me. Can we... I don't want to deal with swarmers. Oh, and it... Oh my god. If you're also using Mark for Death for your single target need, if you're using Mark for Death for your own needs, there is exactly one build to take on Mark for Death for your secondary, or, you know, it's gonna be Boomstick, alright? It is just going to be Boomstick, because Boomstick does the most damage. It could also be Zukovs with what is it called? What is it called? It's called embedded detonators. It could also be that, but that is, I don't know, man. It just feels so weird, because conductive thermals can work with both cryo bolts and fire bolts, but it's literally... Okay, listen, man. It's the best with Boomstick. Alright, well, there's that done. Hey, man, I understand that there is swarmers on mission types. I just don't appreciate swarmers at all. Alright. We're almost close to a... why is there so many cave leeches? Are cave leech... like, this is the mission with the most cave leeches, is all of the MCR missions. It just... in most missions, you see maybe 1 or 2 cave leeches. I've seen, what, 3? I think I've seen 5 cave leeches. This is actually kind of insane. Okay. I don't want to do this. But I'm, like, you're forcing my hand, brother. Dude, when's the last time you had a good sleep, huh? I don't think it... also, there's another fact of the matter. Because I'm playing solo, I can do this. Exactly the same without having to, right-click or, you know, focus fire. You get it aggroed. There's a bunch of bugs coming for me. I'm gonna back up so that the menace spawns in this room. Or at least tries to spawn in this room. And then I'm gonna get bit by a bunch of, swarmers as well, because swarmers are definitely my lifeblood in this game. How many does there have to be? You can tell that this mission is a fantastic mission because it keeps giving me swarmers. Do I think Scout needs more options in order to deal with the bugs? Yes, I think Scout always needs options. What am I talking about? Hello? I have absolutely no idea. There's more leeches in this room. Why? This is a massive room. This is bigger than usual rooms. What the hell is going on here? Just melee them. It'll be fine. Don't worry about it. You have Skullcrusher Ales. You don't need to worry about too much of anything. You know what? I think Clicky Clicky has been working fantastically. I need to get back to the forward operating base, huh? There is... don't grab me. I need to get out of here. By out of here, I mean I need to find a place I can throw, and that's the wrong button. I need to click them 3 times, which is the same amount of times if I just focus fire them and hit them once. Oh, Lord. And it takes more thought power. Please do not do that. That should kill the... that's horrifying. God bless. Please? There's a fucking thing there? Oh my god. Get me out of here. Yeah, you know what? I don't want to be here. I don't like this place anymore. I want to go back. Thank you. I'm so glad that you can shoot me. How much ammo do you have? I can't tell. I'm just going to assume you're going to do everything that you can to the bugs and just hope to God that's it. There's a menace somewhere. Where's that warden? I assume the warden's just dead, right? So I guess I should talk about, do I think Mark for Death is a truly terrible overclock? Like, unredeemable in every single way? It's redeemable. It is absolutely redeemable. Do I think it is better than base M1000? Showing my colors here. No, I don't think it's better than base M1000 because base M1000 is a very generalist weapon, and now you're putting M1000 into a support role. It is... some people will enjoy that, some people won't. I think everybody will agree that if you buff this overclock, it's not going to be the most powerful overclock M1000. It will be... at minimum, it is always going to be okay. Alright? It could be, you know, the best overclock that you could ever make on M1000 if you know, do the thing of, hey, it increases damage by 300%. It stacks with cryo? Yeah, it stacks with cryo because it's not cryo. Yeah, that's one way to make it, but it doesn't need a numbers buff in that way. That did not do any damage to him, did it? Well, now it did. It just, I saw it hit most of his leg. Because if you didn't know, the legs of a shellback and the young shellbacks actually block shots. Because they hate you. That's the real reason. Dude, I have no idea if I'm locked in or locked out, dude. It is... My brain is functioning. I don't think there's anybody home. To say the... That is a pheromone thing. I don't really need to worry about that. I was about to be like, oh, I need to worry about the bugs attacking something. Nah, I don't need to do that. Oh, that's a lot of swarmers. So far, what have I thought about this mission? I think it is a I want out mission. It has so far been a perfectly fine mission. You're still alive? Okay. I mean, it makes sense he was walking away from me. I just expected him to instantly die because it's a Stingtail, and Stingtails don't have any HP, as we all know. Alright, toss that there, wait for bugs to... I don't think I need to wait for bugs to get into range of anything. There's a Praetorian coming, huh? That's open. I think we're having fun. Fuck. It's just absolutely still bouncing on that. I need to also think about what I am doing and if the Mark for Death is actually going to do anything. And I need to stop having it be, oh, I mark for death this thing. Thank you, Menace. I'm so glad that you could do that. I need to be up here now. Ah! We're fine. Why would I ever be in danger, dude? Who knows? Probably should have tossed a IFG there. That could have been a required IFG, but, you know, thank God it's not. Thank Carl it's not. Just start clicking, I guess. Toss the IFG there. IFGs really are just super powerful, aren't they? You know what? I'm gonna do that. Look at all those Mark for Deaths that don't matter. Fantastic. I hate web spitter or acid spitters. Get me out of here. Ah! I'm surprised I only took one hit from an acid spitter in that whole thing. This is why nobody loves you, alright? This is why nobody loves Swarmers. Nobody's gonna say, hey, Swarmers are my favorite enemy to face in these missions. Everybody's gonna be like, oh yeah, Swarmers, yeah, I kinda hate them. What the hell is going on there? Alright, what the hell's happening over here? Where is it? It's like directly above me. Yeah, I don't know how to get over there, and I don't think I ever will. Thank you, Molly. You can shoot... Blow-through works on Molly? You know, that's news to me. That's a lot of bugs. That's a leech. What the fuck was I thinking? Please kill it. Thank you, Bosco. Now... Give me some red sugar from that, give me some red sugar from that, and give me some red sugar from here. Nitra full. Well... Go crud yourself, dude. Okay, we're fine. Why is there swarmers up here? I don't know what's happening, alright? All I know is that there is seemingly to be an endless supply of bugs coming into my direction. We'll just stand right here. Don't worry about anything else. Just get me out of here. That's a fucking... That's a... There's a lot of things currently on my mind, and one of them is not the menaces that happen to exist. All of them are, why do swarmers exist? Please don't. Thank you. Okay. We are maybe gaming. Oh my god. Does there... I throw an IFG and immediately I get flanked, huh? Sorry. Thank you. So glad. This is just me complaining about the game, isn't it? This is a fun time. I don't know how many M1000 shots, like, if I mark for death a creature, how many M1000 shots does it, like, come to not break even, but to actually deal damage to the bug? Because, note, if I spend a mark for death shot, that is 3 bullets, and if I take another overclock, I deal, what, 110 focus fire damage? So... how many shots does it take to actually make up for that? You know what? I'm going to... Pardon me, freaking you. How many shots does it take? I guess I should really look at that, huh? Because that kind of does matter. There is a decent amount of bugs in this place. I'm just going to go to the forward operating base so I don't have to deal with anything, and so I can actually call Molly and get this shit show on the road. By shit show on the road, I mean I still have, you know, 8 menaces to take care of. That's quite a bit. Alright, let's go take a look at this, because that actually interests me. How many things do I need to do, shots do I need to do, to actually match the same amount of shots as base M1? So, to get the same amount of damage... Actually, to get more damage out of Mark for Death than just either focus firing or single shot firing. No hollow point, no killer focus, no anything like that. To get the same amount of damage, actually, you know, 27.5 damage more out of Mark for Death, I have to spend 6 bullets. That is including the 3 to actually proc Mark for Death. That is an entire magazine, and if I just don't do that, I still get 220 shots, or 220 damage out of it. So you get 27.5 more damage out of 6 shots if you mark for death it. Okay, so that means it's just trending upward from there. Does that actually make it worth it? Well, then I have to reload with mark for death, and at that point it's no longer worth it, because I'm just doing more DPS now. It's certainly a weird one, that's for sure. It's one where I have to think about it. Hi. Can I? And that is also without that's without any bonuses to focus firing shots, because if we're only talking about focus fires, I have to do killer focus, which, you know, adds a little bit more to the equation. Who fucking knows? Alright, it's... just play with Mark for Death if you really want, is really what I'm about to say, because Mark for Death is, at the grand scheme of things, fine. It's just not going to be entirely the best option for M1000, and that is still a completely fine thing to do. Why are you guys still alive? Why is there still enemies here? Why am I gonna get slapped with a slasher shot? Nothing? Okay, fantastic. Can you... ball bags, alright. So if you haven't seen the extermination mission yet, whenever we reach the 900 bugs killed, all bugs stop spawning, so we really just need to wait until then, and then we can go kill all the menaces. Am I actually going to do that? No. Why would I ever do that? I want to go kill the menaces, alright? That is a Barrage Infector. That is, surprisingly, it is not dead. And that is also a Spitballer. Hello, Spitballer! Goodbye, Spitballer. That is 2. This is kind of awful, isn't it? Pardon me, I need... That is a lot of swarmers that just came in from there. Did you see that? Look at all those little bastards. I do not want to be here. I am going to instead back up from all of that, because I am Scout, and I get to do that, because, you know, Scout's the best class that there ever was. There is bugs coming from behind me. Is there bugs coming from behind me? I don't actually know. Am I going to back up like there's bugs happening from behind me? Oh, absolutely I'm gonna back up. There's nothing over there. Don't worry about it. Alright, time to deal with these guys. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. You know, if I had Killer Focus, I could one-shot these guys. Just to put a little bit more onto whatever this overclock is called. If I had Killer Focus, I could one-shot them. Unfortunately, I don't have Killer Focus, so I can't one-shot Cave Leeches or anything like that. You wanna fire? Thank you. Goodbye. Hey, we have another contact, another swarm on the way. This swarm's probably gonna get most of the way through and then suddenly stop because we hit the objective at... Great, I aggroed that Swarmer Cavern. This one's probably gonna get about halfway and then stop into it. Wow. Another time whenever I wish that I had Killer Focus. I really think if you're taking a build with Killer Focus, it is just always going to be better than this. Again, yes, that is, like, because the damage doesn't matter. Give me a second. There is currently, like, a lot of things happening, and a lot of things happening is... There is a lot of Stingtails. Yeah, I will absolutely... Oh my god, can we fucking... get out of here? All of you guys. Just get me out of here. Fuck. We're fine. Don't worry about it. We are fine. Mark for Death him. Fly towards him. He is now dead. Get hit by, like, you know, so many different things because it really doesn't matter. Toss that there. And then... question your motives? For being alive, really? I really hate how Swarmers proceed to infest the caves that they're in. That's kind of terrifying, not gonna lie. I think they're both dead? Well, you know, they're now both dead, 100%. Alright, well that was kind of fun, not gonna lie. That was really fun, showing off a little bit of maneuverability as Scout, because that's really what Scout boils down to, is how well can you manage the grappling hook. And, oh my god. This is a bad decision. Yeah, it'll probably be fine. Am I just gonna continuously melee this guy? Yeah, it definitely is. That was a bad way to handle how that works, but hey, does it really matter? No. We're 25 bodies away from dealing with the wave, or away from dealing with whatever the hell is happening here. And hey, how can I solve this? Oh, I just toss this down, and now, hey, guess what? It's done. There you go. No bugs are going to be spawning in this mission anymore. So I literally only need to deal with the bugs that are here, and that's it. You know what I kind of forgot about? I forgot about that our ammo capacity is 12, so maybe it is, like, more worth it, but still, I'm going to say that, like, Killer Focus is just better than it. I know that is very unfair to this overclock, but still, that is just kind of how I feel about it. I mean, really think about it. Think about how Killer Focus is a 25% damage bonus when you focus fire. And then this is a 55%, or yeah, 55% increase for 3 ammo when you focus fire on all forms of damage. So yes, if you're playing with people, if you are playing with other individuals besides yourself in the match, every single overclock is going to be good, no matter what, because you're going to be playing around each other and you're going to be playing it with according to your builds and all that, alright? So, the best case scenario is that this is fantastic. This is a fantastic weapon. Everybody sees that Scout focus fired something, and now it's all of a sudden it's dead, the same as that Menace. Alright? The worst case scenario is that right there, where it's just me dealing with this thing, and that is it. Where's Bosco? Not Bosco. Bosco was supposed to get that gold chunk. Where is that gold chunk? Hi. That's a little bit rude. So, the worst case scenario is that, whenever I just, like, basically one-shot a Stingtail, not a Stingtail, but a... Where did he throw that? It has to be over here. Where I basically one-shot a Spitballer or something like that. And then, even more so, is that you're just going to have a better time with Conductive Thermals, the elephant in the room, is Conductive Thermals can make that a true one-shot, instead of you having to pull out a power attack like that. Where am I going? There is no menaces over here. You can see that there was 3 leeches here. That is absolutely and unequivocally kind of silly. The fact that there was 3 leeches here. Hey, guess what? Get absolutely blasted. Oh, wait, I have to reload. Oh, it's gone. Goodbye. What a fucking wild overclock, don't you think? You little thing. I was about to call you a little, you know, something rude and equally describing of your... I don't like menaces. Maybe I don't like this game, alright? Okay. So why don't I like menaces? I think they are fantastic in most scenarios. It's just the fact that they unburrow like this. You know what? Fantastic example. It's fine. I was about to say how they unburrow, they don't have line of sight of you, and they reburrow. I wish they would just unburrow, always having line of sight of you, but I know that's not how the game will work. Alright? Maybe I just need to stop complaining about the game and enjoy it, huh? That sounds like a great time. Maybe I should play with one of my favorite overclocks in the game next. Yeah, you know what? That sounds like a very good idea. Maybe we should play with ECR again, huh? I haven't played with ECR in a very long time. Because I genuinely think it's a very overpowered overclock for what it is. Should it get nerfed? Not until base Loki gets buffed. Alright? That's how I really think about it. I guess I should talk about, like, maybe I should talk about that in a Loki video of what I think Loki should be done with, because there is so many things wrong with base Loki that the modifications on it just need to be... the overclocks on it just need to be that good. Alright, that was Mark for Death. What about the conclusions for Mark for Death? Well, in most missions, it is not going to matter whether you take base M1000 or Mark for Death, because there's just not enough bugs that have a lot of HP to survive Mark for Death. If you get a bulk, that's when Mark for Death starts actually mattering over M1000. Every other time, M1000 is just most likely going to be a lot better because it's just going to be a lot more flexible for your thing. And Killer Focus exists for if you want to go into a focus fire build. So, just, it's a toss-up between the two. Because you can't have Killer Focus and... I mean, you could have Killer Focus and Mark for Death at the same time. It just doesn't do anything. So anyway, you all have a wonderful night, and I hope to see you again.